Lady C, and I am coming to you today because I wanted to share something very important before I start off my day on this happy Wednesday. Um, I was watching a sermon on YouTube by a pastor by the name of Josiah Silva. And just look him up. He was really good. I think he was preaching at the Potter's House. And I really enjoyed his message. And the title of it was Delayed But Not Denied. And we've all heard that sermon. Most of us have all heard that sermon before. And I've heard it. But this time it just kind of resonated in my soul. I really enjoyed it. And we all know the story about how Joseph, he came out of Genesis 50 and, well, 50 chapter. Read the whole thing. And he was talking about how basically, Jacob really favored Joseph. That was his, pretty much favorite child out of 12 children, and he gave him a coat of many colors, and the brothers got jealous. They threw him in a pit, and they sold him into slavery. And what the brothers thought was the end of Joseph, God had another plan. So, and one thing that Joseph was doing was he decided to share his dream. Not every gift, not everything at certain points in time is meant to be shared. You have to be wise in when you're sharing. Not every gift that you have is for everybody or to be shared with everybody. Some things you have to just be wise. And so Joseph was sharing his gift. He had the gift of dreams, so dreaming and interpretation. So he decided to share his dreams that he was having with his brothers, that they were all going to bow down to him. And he was he wasn't bragging. I think he was innocent. I think he was really just kind of naive in sharing that. A lot of times we're so happy when God blesses us with different things, and we always kind of think about maybe somebody else will be happy for us too, and maybe they'll be happy, so let me just share it, let me just tell it. And the fact was, they were not happy for him. In fact, they were jealous because they thought he was basically bragging. So remember that not everything is meant for everyone. Don't share everything that God gives you. It's always an appointed time. And what Pastor Josiah Silva was basically talking about was your blessings have been tagged to get to you. So even though it seems like things have been lost and you're not going to be able to get that blessing, or you're not going to be able to prosper in life, a lot of times it's just delayed. Things that are delayed does not mean it's denied, and we have to remember that. And so basically the story continues where he went on and into slavery, and Potiphar's wife, that she tried to seduce him, and he said no. He ran off. She grabbed his robe and then lied on him, saying that he tried to rape her. They threw him in prison, and he kept having his dreams. He was interpreting down in the prison, in the jail cell, honey. His gifts were still in operation. So no matter how low you go, still allow God to use you, and the gifts will still be in operation. Even when you think things are not going well, still utilize that gift that God has given you. Don't give up, because delayed does not mean denied. Remember that. We kind of get in this slump, and we only want to praise God when things are going well, for us, and we only want to just, tell him thank you when things are looking really good. But when you're down in the slump, you still utilize your gifts and your talents. You still need to be able to allow God to work the gifting in you. Amen. Okay, so basically he was still, his gifts were still in operation even in the jail cell. And then Pharaoh got wind of it. He had a dream and it was puzzling to Pharaoh, and he sent, one of his servants told him about Joseph. He sent for Joseph. Joseph was able to interpret his dream about that, in 7 years there's going to be famine in the land. You need to store up all your goods, and that's what he did. He trusted him. He believed him. And so remember now, Joseph was still a prisoner, but Pharaoh believed in someone lower class or lower economical status, because he was a prisoner, didn't have any money, lower lower class to Pharaoh, but he trusted him. He believed in what Joseph was saying, and even when Joseph was at his lowest. So when you're at your lowest, don't think that the higher ups are not listening. They're listening. So don't think that you're beneath people when you're at your lowest. Still let your gift operate, because people in the higher ups, they will still listen, and they are listening. So you have to just continue, because a lot of times we let things like that intimidate us. People with better jobs, people, better economical status, people that have better homes, people that have better vehicles, people that dress really nice, much better than the clothes that you have. We sometimes get intimidated by that. But God, if you allow God to continue to use you in your giftings, then you will see that your blessing was delayed but not denied. So guess what Pharaoh did? He got him out of that jail, lifted him up, made him one of the high. He just made him where people will be serving him, now. So he got him in his position. He clothed him with many robes. So as Pastor Josiah Silver was saying, that he lost one robe to Potiphar's wife, but he gained many robes, and that was another key point. And so a lot of times, just like when you lose your luggage, I'm giving credit to Pastor Josiah, because these are some points that he was making that stuck with me. Like in the airport, you lose your luggage. At the train station, you lose your luggage. Bus station, anything, you lose your luggage. But your luggage has been tagged for you. So no matter how delayed the luggage is, then because it's still tagged, it will get to you. So your blessings have been tagged to get to you, and it was delayed but not denied. Amen. Yes. So moving right along, the brothers came over. They thought he was dead and long gone, and so basically he ended up letting them know, because it was famine in the land. The 7 years had came, famine in the land, and they basically was going to try to find food. They told the father, stay here, we're gonna go. And Joseph revealed himself to his brothers, and was they in shock. And he said, go get my father. They went back and got him, and so everybody was happy. He put them up in an area, and he did not harbor any old feelings. He let that pass. Sometimes, you have to let all your old feelings go. It's not good, for one. And when you're harboring things in your heart, jealousy, hatred, revenge, all of these things, you're not going to be able to do that, harbor that in your heart, and allow God to come into your heart and use your giftings that you have. So how can you use your gifts if you're harboring things? So he let that go a long time ago. He was probably just so happy to see his family, and he was able to help them and feed them and take care of his family. And so he told them in Genesis chapter 50 verse 20, he said, but as for you, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. So yes, God doesn't inspire the bad things that come to us and that happens to us, but he does, listen to me, he doesn't inspire it, doesn't motivate people to do it. It's allowed, but he doesn't inspire it, but he does utilize it. Okay, so he utilizes our bad. So what you mean for bad, then God means for good, and he will make sure that your blessings have been tagged to get to you. So just remember, delayed does not mean denied, and we have to just make sure that we are standing steadfast and doing what God is telling us to do, even in our lowest points, lowest moments, even when we seem like we're in the valley, in Lodabar. We still have to continue and keep the faith and do what God is asking us to do, and don't give up, because delay does not mean denied. So remember that, delayed but not denied. So don't forget, go check out Pastor Josiah Silver's page on YouTube, and I think it was in the Potter's House. You could probably just type in Josiah Silver. It's Silva. And also, just remember that. I think that it's good to be able to look at different inspirational teachings from other people, and it's good to share, and it's good to give credit. Give credit where credit is due, because you don't want to appear to be stealing someone's message. But it was very inspirational to me. It resonated in my spirit, and I just wanted to share that with you. So you guys have a blessed day. Bye-bye.